It will say,
Okay.
hey folks, welcome to yet another LinkedIn Live. This time we have Nupur of Simply Fleet with us. We still have about a minute to go, so we'll just wait for a couple of minutes for folks to join in. But
Sure.
before that, Nupur, so where are you based, and how did you get there?
So we are in Pune, originally from Bombay, but because we wanted to start something, Pune was like the best place for us, closest to Bombay, and it had that startup ecosystem, when we moved. So that really helped us, and the weather is
Got
fantastic.
got it. So you're not missing the Mumbai floods and all of that stuff.
No, not at all, not at all.
So how is the weather where you are at right now?
So it's raining. It's almost like overcast since a month, but cool and nice. No heat.
Nice. Yeah, I'm in Bangalore, so I think Bangalore's been really good from a weather perspective. I hear
Nice.
that Tamil Nadu and all are really bad right now. It's almost 40 degrees,
Oh,
unusual for monsoon. It's a
okay.
pretty hot state. Pretty good. So Nupur, while we're waiting for folks to join in, right? So where
Mhm.
did you study? Where did you do your college? And you know,
So I did my engineering in Bombay itself, Mumbai University, and then I started working. Started working in IT industry for um, since 2003, and then almost after 10 years we decided, like we need to do something by of our, on our own, and that's how the whole journey, the entrepreneurship journey started then.
got it.
And so this was like back in 2012 or so. We decided, with that time mobile applications were really big, so that's how it we started. We left our IT jobs and got into that.
Got it. So cool. We've given it about a couple of minutes. I'm sure that many folks would have must have joined by now. So we'll just get started. So
Sure.
hey folks, I'm Prasanna. I run Upeka. We are an accelerator for B2B SaaS startups that want to grow faster and go global. We've worked with about 128 startups so far. We have a fund as well. We invest $100,000 into startups and take 7% of equity. And we are in the process of the last few days of applications for our next cohort, which starts in September. So if you're looking to join an accelerator, if you're looking to build a B2B SaaS company, and if you're looking to make it go global and grow big, then please apply to Peka. Nupur here runs Simply Fleet. They were one of the startups in our earlier cohorts in the accelerator. They have a transport tech product that they're selling globally. And I think they've done a fantastic job of taking a product and building a business around it. And it's Nupur's story and Simply Fleet's story that we will be listening to today. So Nupur, do you want to do a quick introduction of yourself and how did you get to making an app for folks doing logistics and trucking?
Sure. So I'm Nupur, and my co-founder and me, Mrigan, we started Simply Fleet. So we both had a very similar journey. We were both in IT for almost 10 years, and this was like back in 2012 when we decided, we want to do something of our own. So mobile applications were really big
Mhm.
in that
Okay.
time. So we started creating another app called Simply Auto, and that was picking up pace. So Simply Auto was a B2C app, and it was meant for customers. And we started seeing a lot of businesses, like starting to use this particular product, and they started coming to us with a lot of requests for customizations, and so that's when we started digging in it deeper.
Mhm.
And what we did find out is, there were existing solutions were very overwhelming, and they were really highly priced. So the SMBs of the world were not able to afford it. So that's why we decided to start Simply Fleet, which would be an affordable solution for small and medium businesses.
Got it.
And so we launched Simply Fleet in 2021.
Got it. Excellent. So like go a step back, right, and
Mhm.
think through why Simply Auto, why the automotive business. Uh,
So,
how did you come to
in
that
the
conclusion of
last,
building something in that space?
sure. So, actually, the last few years of our IT industry, we were in supply chain management. So, we had some idea about functional aspects of the whole business. And it was just something, it was a very simple problem at that point that we thought we could solve. And we were just both of us, like he created the Android app, I created the Apple app, and that's how it all started. And, it was just a very small idea, but then we started seeing some traction, and then we realized that, okay, there are people there is a problem existing. And we saw that the problem existed predominantly in the US. So, that's how we started building upon that the idea came like that.
Got it. And how did you figure out that the problem was primarily in the US?
So we started seeing a lot of downloads in the US, and so in the US there was something called as tax rebate on personal mileage that you drive. So that's how, and that we didn't see that happening in Europe or any other countries. So that's the reason we started building up on that, the auto functionality of auto calculating mileage and all of that. So that's how the journey began in the US, mainly.
Got it. And so, lots of times, right, post hoc, we start crunching down how things happen and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So, what was the time between when you decided to say make this app, when you to the time that you launched this app, to when you started realizing that US market is where things are hot for this? How long did
So
that take?
so simply auto or simply fleet. This is
Well, let's start with Simply Auto because then I'm sure it was very different for Simply.
so simply auto. I think we launched around 2014 or 15. Then slowly started building up. We didn't even know Android and iOS that time. It was something that we were learning ourselves, and started creating. Then people started asking, is there a web app for this? So we sort of created a web solution for that. And because it was mainly for customers like individuals and families, we realized this whole architecture won't work when it comes to fleet, because the business requirements were completely
Right.
different. So that's the reason we decided to take our understandings and knowledge from Simply Auto and then move it to Simply Fleet. So this
Got it.
was in 2015, and we launched to Simply Fleet in 2021. So almost 5 6 years between, with the research and development and all of that. Finally, we
Got it.
launched in
So, how
2021.
many people who run fleets or who use Simply Auto have you folks actually spoken to?
Uh, so this is again a learning. Okay, so earlier we started getting, when we launched Simply Fleet, we launched it like a free, a free fleet management app. Okay, and a lot of people started signing up, but we never reached out to them. We were like, okay, they are coming, they are using. It was because we came from a B2C framework. We never reached out to them. And then after Upeka, that was like, I think in the first few months that we were told to ask, talk to customer. And then since then, we've spoken to around 70 or 80 folks regarding, what the actual discovery, and that has really helped us to get to PMF with SMBs.
Got it. So, let's just look at the Simply Fleet launch now, right?
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to what you did for Simply Auto, where you were
Yeah.
like learning and doing stuff and things like that, right? So, when you launched Simply Fleet and you started doing the pricing and things like that, right? What did you do differently? What were your learnings which you applied when you started doing Simply Fleet?
So yeah, we got it all wrong to begin with, right? So because we came from a B2C, we always thought that, will an individual pay for it, right? And how much can he pay for it? And we applied the same learnings to Simply Fleet. Can an individual pay? Can he pay $5? Can he pay $1? Right? But it's completely different when it comes to a business, right? So the pricing strategy is like very, very different.
Right.
Um, So we started with free almost. It was ridiculously low prices is what we started with. I remember a session with you and you called us like you're going to SaaS heaven for, having giving away free uh, uh, free pricing almost. So yeah, so after that we started actually putting, like we started learning about pricing based on value, right? So and that's when we started slowly increasing our prices.
Right.
And yeah, and that's how right now we are trying to do it as per the value that we are providing and not as per what they're willing to pay.
Sure. So let's just dig a little bit into that pricing part of it, right? Because I'm
Hmm.
sure everybody goes through, too many founders go through this, in fact, right?
Yeah.
So when you had Simply Auto, what was your pricing? Simply Auto, what was your pricing model like? And what did you think you were doing different when you did the pricing for Simply Fleet?
So we had a one-time payment and we had subscription model in Simply Auto. The one-time payment was like $30 for like forever. Okay, and at that point we thought that okay, that's a good price to get because we were getting enough number of downloads, right? We had like right now we have around 1 million downloads for Simply Auto. So we thought that that was good enough. And so when we thought that okay, if we are getting willing to pay, $30 for 3 years or so, we should be very happy with $10 per month if we get, because it will be $120, end of the year.
Right. It's a
And
lot more.
a lot more, right? But yeah, we realize that's like negligible really. So, and like especially when you make that price changes, we are very scared that we're going to lose out on the customers who've already come and who are using your application.
Right.
But I think the customers we have today are definitely using it for the value that we provide. And if and we do have a free version as well of the app, but with minimal functionality.
Got it. So, you know, uh, when did you realize that you could price more, or was there a point where a customers told you it was too cheap, or how through conversations how did you discover that the value was much higher?
So actually, there was one conversation we had long back. This was a fleet manager who had told us that you guys are, selling it too cheap. People will think it's not worth it. It's and people will not
Right.
value it because it's so cheap. But we didn't really pay attention to him. We were like, ha, it's okay. At least we are seeing some customers. We are just too scared to lose customer, and like whatever everything, nobody buys it. That is the thing that you're scared of. So we started doing very small incremental jumps just to see what is the ratio. And then what we did is we grandfathered our audience, I mean, the existing customers. So that way we did not lose them, but I think the new
Got it.
ones came at a better price.
Did you receive any complaints from the new customers about the price?
Not the new one, the old one, yes. Like, like first time we did like, we moved them on a paid, from free to paid. So that time we did get a few responses like that, but we were okay losing those people.
Got it. So now, do you have any new customers complaining? What's your pricing for the new customers now?
So right now it's $30 monthly, and that's also cheap. But we are going to change our pricing model. So right now it's like a group model, but we would be doing it as per volume per vehicle model. Yeah, so that is going to happen soon.
Got it. So now, just look at the value side, right?
Mhm.
For an average customer of yours, how much value are you creating, and how much do you think you're charging them?
So so what we've heard from them is they have saved a lot of time based, using Simply Fleet. So even if I just take the time, they said that they are saving around 6 hours a week. So
Wow.
6 hour time for a person in the US is not going to be $30. It's going to be a lot more than that, right? So if we have to even take 50% of that, I think we should be good. I mean, that is what is the value that we are confident that we can price at.
That still seems your price is too low, right? Because 6 times, let's say these folks are getting $15 an hour, so that's
Right, right.
4 weeks a month. So
Correct.
60 hours into $6 is about $360, and
Right,
you're
right.
charging about $30.
Yes. Yeah, so
So
that's
you
the
still
thing.
like
Now
5%.
yeah, yeah, true. So, and that's the reason we are going to change our pricing strategy going ahead, which makes sense. And we are trying to anchor it close to our competitor, not too far. Right now, we are really like 1/5, 1/10 of their price. So still doing,
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
still needs
no.
improvement.
So a lot of founders are not able to get customers from uh, app stores, right? Whether it's a
Hmm.
Google store or Android store. But for your first app, you were able to get initial downloads and customers. And now
Yeah.
in Simplifleet, do you get customers through the app store still, or is it
Yes.
a different
Yes.
channel?
Yes, so it's App Store, Play Store, and web. All three
Hmm.
channels. It's That's how we are getting our customers. So the way we started doing for Simply Fleet is via Simply Auto. We started advertising within Simply Auto. So we did a lot of ASO for Simply Auto back then. And what worked for us is customer support. We are very good with customer support with Simply Auto. That was pretty much, that's the reason we got a lot of reviews on Simply Auto, and that helped us, always rank in the top 10 on Play Store and App Store. So what we started doing is within Simply Auto, we started advertising for Simply Fleet, saying that if you're a business looking for, XYZ, just go to Simply Fleet. And same thing we did on the web for Simply Auto. We started
Got
putting
it.
a banner there. So so right now we do get we are rating well on the App Store and Play Store as well, and then we are getting an organic traffic from the web as well.
Got it. And which one is your largest source? Is
Actually,
it Simply
currently it's
Auto?
Play Store.
It's Play Store.
The Yeah, Play Store.
Play Store. And your app is also one of
On
the
Play Store.
your Simply Auto app on Play Store is the biggest channel for Simply Fleet.
No, no, we get direct Simply Fleet now.
Yeah.
So that was
So
initially in the first year
got
or
it.
so, but now
Bootstrap it. Okay.
we have, yeah, yeah, correct.
Got it. So have you done any App Store optimization, search engine optimization for the App Store, all of those
Yeah,
kind of things?
yes, yes. So
Got
we
it.
do it
Okay.
like every 6 months, whatever is working, add some new keywords. We keep working on ASO and as well as SEO. That because our main we are not doing ads or anything as of now. We are mainly focusing on our inbound traffic coming from the web and Play Store.
Got it. Got it. So how was the recent threats of recession slowing down, all of those things? Has that affected your business?
It's a little slow, I can say, but not so much. In fact, I think people want to like now digitize their workflow so that they are like in sync with the tech wave that has
Hmm.
come in, right? So people who were using spreadsheets, they want to move to some way of putting it on the
Got it.
cloud or something like that. Yeah.
Got it. Very good. So, what has been some interesting learnings for you in the last year or so from a GTM perspective? How have things changed from when you were selling a product for individuals for almost free to now
Yeah.
selling a product for businesses?
So, like I said, right, our biggest learning has been like the how to sell to a business versus a customer. That is completely, we have to detach ourselves from that fact, and it's a new beginning almost. Uh, Also, we were bootstrapped initially, right, and so we were a very small team just working on the product, very product heavy team. What we should have also done, or rather we are doing now, is also focusing on marketing and sales, because none of us have that sales or marketing DNA in us. We're both
Got it.
developers, so now we are actively working on either getting somebody hired for sales, or like I have taken up marketing, like, so that is a full-time effort that we are
Yeah.
putting in, which is something that we were not doing at all. It used to be like
Yeah.
yeah, so just an abrupt one. There was no consistent marketing really. It is just some abrupt something. Oh, numbers are falling down, let's go and see what's going on. And also like the website was mostly like with the development team, so whenever they had time between their
Right.
work,
It's like
then
last
that,
priority.
yeah, absolutely right. So everything would just everything depended on when they had free time and they would actually do it. So now that function is now part of the marketing team. We have moved to Webflow, so that has helped us like publish content a lot more easily and frequently and as per schedule. So that, yeah, that is something we should have done earlier.
Got it. Got it. So, you folks were bootstrapped, then you where did you raise capital from? Why? And now,
UP
how are you?
funds. Thanks to
Sure.
UP funds. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we got our first 100K from them. And yeah, so that has really helped us. It has given us some freedom to, get some more people, use our resources well. And like, for example, we wanted to always get our UI, UX updated, because, like I said, it was something that was built by the development team, uh, very correct, but not intuitive,
Right.
probably. So that is now we've hired a consultant who works with us, get that out. Now we have resources for marketing activities also. So I think this that has led us, helped us get to PMF quickly. It has rather than just putting in the money, the same thing, like, just it would have been a slower growth as opposed to with the 100K seed fund.
Got it. So just tell me, like, are you folks cash flow positive now? How are you looking at growth? How much do you expect to be? Where do you expect to be, like, in 12 months from now or 18 months from now?
Uh, so we are around, yeah, so we want to be around 150 and 200 12 months from now. We are positive, yeah. So, uh, yeah, so basically what we are also looking at is moving to mid market. Currently, we were only focused on SMBs because we wanted to get them something affordable. So what we've realized is, if we want to, build a 150, 200K ARR business, we need to like at least start looking at mid market. But we were not there. We didn't hit PMF with them yet. So in the next 6 months, we are planning to, that would happen, so we would be hitting PMF with them. And then it would be, if we are looking at mid market, and then yes, so that is our plan, to move to mid market from SMBs.
Got it. So the number one is consolidate in your SMB business, keep that growing. Number two is get
Yes,
to a better product market fit in the mid market, and then
correct,
figure out how to grow there to a larger scale.
correct, correct.
Got it. Got it. Cool. So, from a team perspective, right? How much have you grown, and what have been some interesting learnings in building the team?
So we were a team of 4 people when we started. Now we are a team of 10 people, and we are all remote. So
I
like,
see.
the good part about it is that we can hire resources all over the country. We are no longer limited to Pune, right? And what we also do is, every 6 weeks or so, we fly them
Hmm.
in, get them all
Okay.
together, and work out of like a conference room and an office, so
Fly
that
everybody to Pune.
yeah. So we have a few which are from Pune. The rest we fly them in,
Got it.
and then we just work together for a week, so that you have that bonding, you have that
Got it.
understanding. And obviously it kind of helps us like grow and like quickly and faster. Like, we see cycles coming out much faster than just remote. So this is like a sort of a hybrid model that we are working with.
Got it. Got it. So where's your closest teammate and where's your furthest teammate?
So we have somebody in Bangalore, Delhi, Agartala, and closest are in Pune as well.
Got it. Got it. So the person from Agartala must take some quite a while to get there.
Yeah, so we've not flown her yet. We've not had the need to do that with her, but yeah, others we do get them. Yeah, so it's actually Pune, the connectivity is not so good. So yeah, it takes them a while even with flights.
Yeah, totally. I know because I've tried to visit there and the flights are not as
Yeah, they're
frequent.
all like midnight and like real bad
Yeah.
timings.
I think it's because it's their Air Force thing as well, right?
That's correct. Yeah, yeah.
Got it. Cool. So, how is remote worked out for you? Are you finding it easy, hard? Is it how's
It's
that?
got its own challenges, I would say. It's not easy. Most of the time goes on calls,
Hmm.
which I feel is sometimes better to, be in person. So I think I personally prefer to work together with everybody, but Mrigan prefers to work remotely. So yeah, so I
Got
think that 1 week of getting together kind of is like a in between.
it. Yeah, that's interesting. Actually, I've heard that tech teams and teams like that they prefer working remote.
Hmm.
Customer support teams prefer working remote. On the other hand, I've heard that marketing teams want to work in one place and design teams want to work in one place. So it's interesting.
Right.
It's like, not necessary that all teams want to work the same way.
True.
It looks like.
True. Yeah.
Cool. So, let's say you were to start a SaaS startup today, right? Let's say you're talking to Nupur and Regan of 2012 or 13, right?
Yeah.
Knowing what you know now, what are some things that you would advise them, and what are some things that you would ask them to do?
I would ask them to first, like, if they can then get some mentorship, or it's very important to have also a community like Upekha. It's really helped us do that. So it that also gives uh, a lot of we come with a lot of biases, and all of that gets I mean, you need to have a support system. You can't do it all alone. That is one thing. Like, definitely they need to have a sort of a community where they can talk and get the real advice. Second is get some sort of a pre-seed funding. If they know that if once they have a idea of what they want to do, it will help them get PMF all faster, reach there faster. And yeah, I mean, also, like, mental health is very important. It's a very it can be very harsh uh,
Hmm.
being in the startup industry. So they need to, like, make sure that they are sorted in their mental space as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, it's great that you mentioned that, right? I think we make sure we push a lot of our founders to go for make sure that their mental health, whether with coaches or with therapists, is something that they take care of. I myself go to a therapist, and I go to I've had different coaches at different points in time, in order to make sure that I am processing the stuff that is in my past, or things that my behavior, my biases and stuff like
Correct.
that, right? So I
Right.
think it's super
Right.
critical, especially in the Indian context. There's a lot of
Yeah.
pressure built up from when you're
Exactly.
in whatever ninth standard or eighth standard or whatever it
Exactly.
is,
Yeah.
where your entire future life is decided for you, and
Absolutely.
this
Yeah.
is the path and so on, right? And then
True.
in the startup journey, there's so many ups and downs, and
Absolutely. Yeah.
going. You don't know whether you're going forward or backward or sideways, or like it's very
Absolutely.
hard to even figure
Absolutely.
out
Yeah.
what's happening around you, right? And I
Yeah.
think that's a
Yeah.
very tough place to be.
Yeah.
Nupur, can you briefly talk about before you figured out, hey, you had to move to Simply Auto and build it from Simply Auto to Simply Fleet, and different app. What were some of the things that were not working out? Like, how did you figure out, hey, this is not working out? Right? What was
Mm,
there a moment, or was it gradual? How did you figure out that, hey, Simply Auto, it kind of works, but you know doesn't make enough
Yeah,
money for
yeah,
us or
yeah,
something.
exactly. Correct. So, yeah, so then again, right, it's the same issue. We were bootstrapped. Sorry. Sorry about that. Yeah,
Sure,
so
no
we were
problem.
bootstrapped, and it was very difficult. We could see our competitors, who were funded, who had more advertising budget, and all of that. And it was very difficult for a non-funded organization to be on par with them. Plus, like I said, we didn't have any mentorship. Had if we had that at that point of time, probably things would have been very different. um, and we did not have sales and marketing DNA, right? So we didn't even hire anybody. So we knew that, okay, like, this is good, but this cannot be all. We had to, like, make sure that we can grow it. We should be able to scale this business, which didn't work out in Simply Auto. And we thought that working with businesses would be much more profitable than working with individuals.
Got it. And so, did you think of trying to get out of this space completely, or how did you decide to stay in this?
So right now Simply Auto is on autopilot pretty much, and it's doing well. Not great, but yeah, it's okay. It's hanging in there. So we didn't want to, like, completely, because we use Simply Auto to fund Simply Fleet pretty much. So we are happy with what it's doing. And we were able to kind of start Simply Fleet. And then now that Simply Fleet is profitable and growing, then we can grow our team there as well.
Got it. Okay. Um, cool. So when you're looking at India versus US, right? You
Hmm.
said that, hey, app download started in the US, and that's how it started going forward.
Yeah.
Uh, have you looked at different geographies? Have you looked at what happens for your app in different geographies, or are you only considering the US? How are you thinking about these things?
So Simply Fleet and Simply Auto were available globally on Play Store, and so it was, everybody used to download it, but we only saw that mostly people buy in the US. In India, nobody buys. It's very rare that anybody buys in India, and also they are very used to this self-serve model. They are used to that DIY. Here, if you buy, you sell to an Indian company, they think about you as a vendor. They will call you 10 times, this is not happening, that is not happening, which
Right.
is not
Absolutely.
something that we see in the US. People download it, they use it, they get their users on it only when they are stuck somewhere, or if there's a bug somewhere. That's when they want a feature which does not exist. That's when they get in touch with us. So it's very easy, to sell in the US as compared to India. There is a lot less overhead.
Got it. So now when you talk to customers, when you build features, when do the pricing and stuff like that, do you think about only the US, or do you think about other regions?
Primarily US. um, yeah, because we've spoken to enough customers there to understand what is the high value problem for them to solve. And we know that we we are close to solving that. If anybody else benefits from the same function and features, then great, they can download it too. But yeah, we are not trying to do it for any other geography right now. Mainly it's the US.
Got it. Cool. We have about 10 minutes left. I'm just trying to see if there are any questions or comments that are there. So, folks, if you have any questions for Nupur or me, please drop them in the comments on LinkedIn or YouTube, and Yusuf will help us get to those questions. Cool. In the meantime, Nupur, what is your biggest challenge now to take Simply Fleet to the next $1 million or so?
uh, so within, like, adoptability is a little bit of a challenge that we are facing, because for Simply Fleet to work like really automate. Like we need like even the drivers to use it, the mechanics to use it, the admins to use it. So every
Mhm.
role has to play his part in order for the company to benefit from the application. I think that is where we are struggling a little bit, because like if the driver doesn't add the receipt, there's nobody else can do anything with it, right? So it
Mhm.
kind of breaks the chain. So that is one challenge that we are facing. Other is to get PMF. We know we know what we want to do, but I think the the development cycle is sometimes takes a lot longer than what we expected, and so we just um, so the rate at which we want to grow is gets a little slower because of that.
Got it. Got it. I'm just checking the comments again. Just one second. Yeah. Cool. So, earlier you were never speaking to customers, right? And then
Yeah.
you did spend some time speaking to customers, and now you are doing customer support, uh, stuff like that, right? What do you see as the role of customer success in what you do from SaaS perspective for these fleet managers and others who are using your app?
So it's, I think, the most important part, because it's not just to get that first initial payment, right? We may have to make sure that the customer is happy enough to keep using it year on year, and also like recommend us to others, and to see referrals, and to actually see what we also see is during customer success also we come to know a lot more about how we can improve our product, what is the real value that we can provide. And that feedback is extremely important, and right now Brigain is doing that part, and that has helped us build in a lot of intelligence in the product, which can because a lot of times they don't tell us what the underlying issue is. They just tell us we want this, and
Got
after speaking to them, understanding, going deeper, that's when we come to know that that it's actually not this that they want, but this. So it's, I think that has really helped us shape the product a lot more.
Absolutely. I think one of the things that we tell founders a lot is that customers are very good at telling you what their problem is,
Hmm.
but you should not listen to them about what the solution should be.
Correct, correct.
And many times customers end up asking for solutions without explaining what the problem is,
Right,
and that's something that founders have to uh, manage, and how
right.
founders have to be able to dig the problem out from whatever
Exactly.
solution people are asking. I think we
Right,
have one
right.
question. How does or EV fleets affect Simplify?
Yeah, so EV, we are looking at EV also. It probably in the coming year or so, we would also be catering to EV fleets. Right now, it's all about the regular fleet, like diesel and gasoline in cars that we're doing. But yeah, a lot will change, and we are not there yet. But yeah, we do plan. It's part of our roadmap in the coming year.
Got it. Uh, so when you look at where this is going, right? What kind of a
Hmm.
startup did you think that you were going to build, and what kind of startup do you think you're building now? Is there any difference between that? How
Yeah,
has your
actually,
vision changed for what you're building?
so yeah, so like I said, first we thought we just do something simple, small for SMBs, keep. Uh, but like as and when now that we are understanding how it all works, and getting confidence in the product, and getting confidence from the customer that it's working, it's actually helping solve a problem, then like now we are trying to move to mid market, and yeah, so it we are looking at yeah, building a better startup than we thought we would be a year or two back, for sure.
Got it. Cool. I think we are we don't have any more questions. Is there any kind of message that you want to give to founders who might be on this call today? They might be at very low revenue or trying to figure out how to get from their initial revenue to something which is closer to product market fit. They might be thinking about pivoting. What are some thoughts that you might want to leave founders with?
I think the main thing is customer conversations. That is like there is no replacement for that. The more you have them, the more you will know what they really want. So that can actually help you pivot or improve your product. And the more customers you speak to, you'll get to PMF faster.
So that's the number one
That's
learning that
yeah,
you would want to leave.
yes, definitely.
All right. And so, what's the next milestone that you're looking for at Simply Fleet?
So we are like feature wise, we are introducing work orders and inventory management. I think that is what we are looking at, and yeah, so that is what we are looking at the end of the year, and looking at getting some good mid-sized business.
Cool. Awesome. So thanks, Nupur, for taking the time out and joining
Sure,
us on this afternoon.
my pleasure.
Hopefully, the weather in Pune continues to be good and you can, step out for some nice chai and samosa or
Sure.
pakoda. I'll be doing the same. Thanks,
Cool.
folks, to everybody
All
who
right.
joined us. I run Upeka, Nupur runs Simply Fleet. Upeka has a accelerator for B2B SaaS startups to grow faster. We help you understand, some of the mistakes that you might be making that might be slowing you down. We help you understand your biases. We help you grow faster and go global, just like Nupur and Simply Fleet are doing. So please apply. It's upeka.io/apply. Our applications close on Independence Day. Thank you. Have a nice day,
Thank you.
folks.
Thanks, Prasanna.
Thanks,
Bye.
Nupur. Bye.
Bye.